ये रिकॉर्ड है। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सेमिनार में आए हुए मुजफ्फरपुर को बुला रहे मुअज़्ज़िज़ प्रिंसिपल साहब जनाब तबरेज़ अख्तर लारी साहब, हमारे मेहमान ख़ुसूसी डॉक्टर वीरेंद्र जी और डॉक्टर फैयाज साहब, और यहाँ मौजूद हमारे जितने भी कलीग हैं और पीजी स्कॉलर हैं, मैं सब लोगों का इस सेमिनार में खैर मकदम करता हूँ। आज का जो सेमिनार है हमारे प्रिंसिपल साहब की कोशिश और इनके लगन की वजह से ये सेमिनार हुआ है, जिन्होंने हम लोगों को एक मौका दिया है और एक अच्छे इनको बुलाया है जो हम लोगों को एक ऐसी तरह की तालीम और हम लोगों को कुछ ऐसी नई चीज़ बतलाएंगे जो हम लोगों को भी फ़ायदा हो, हमारे जो स्कॉलर्स हैं उनको भी फ़ायदा हो। और अभी तक जो कॉलेज का जो ये था, जब से प्रिंसिपल साहब आए हैं हमारे लारी साहब, काफ़ी तरक्की कर रहा है हर चीज़ में और हर चीज़ स्टैंडर्ड से ये हो रहा है। पढ़ाई लिखाई का जो माहौल है, अल्लाह करम है कि अब पहले से बेहतर है और हर चीज़ बेहतर है। और मैं अल्लाह से दुआ भी करता हूँ कि हमारे प्रिंसिपल साहब इस चीज़ के इसमें लगे रहें, अल्लाह इनको सेहत दे और ये दे। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आज का जो सेमिनार रखा गया है, स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल ऑफ यूनानी ड्रग्स, प्रेजेंट स्टेटस एंड फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट। चूँकि आज का जो दौर है, जो रिसर्च का दौर है और नई नई चीज़ें आ रही हैं, जो हम लोग ने पढ़ा उससे आगे जो अच्छी अभी जो लोग आएंगे वो उससे ज़्यादा अच्छी चीज़ पढ़ेंगे और जो आने वाले हैं वो भी पढ़ेंगे। और ये तो बहुत खुशकिस्मती है इस कॉलेज के कि अभी तो माने फर्स्ट ईयर में भी काफ़ी लड़के का एडमिशन हो रहा है और पीजी स्कॉलर भी हमारे यहाँ ज़्यादा हैं और सर की कोशिश से और इंशाल्लाह और बढ़ेगा ही। और इसलिए आज का जो ये दौर है इस रिसर्च में, हमारे डॉक्टर साहब, हम लोग ने एक दिन और इनसे हम लोगों की बात हुई थी प्रिंसिपल साहब के इसमें चैम्बर में, जिस तरह से इन्होंने हम लोगों को बतलाया एक माने ये सेंट्रल इसका लैब के बारे में और इसमें जिसमें काफ़ी चीज़ पर जो है रिसर्च किया जा सके, और यह है जो आज बतलाएंगे सर हम लोगों को, डॉक्टर फैयाज साहब भी हम लोगों को ये करेंगे और हम लोग इंशाल्लाह इनसे मुस्तफीद होंगे और इंशाल्लाह फिर बात होगी।
The program is scheduled with two lectures of esteemed scholar and expert R&D Vednath, and a group discussion or table talk about the establishment of research laboratory in the college. Before inviting speakers, I would like to introduce and give some briefings about the aims and objectives of the seminar. Because our guests are from other stream, I would like to introduce the system of medicine. Unani system of medicine is a great healing art as well as a science. It treats a person as a whole or with holistic approach, not as a group of individuals. This system is based on the Hippocratic theory of four humors and temperament. It is a traditional system of medicine practiced in Middle and South Asian countries. It refers to a tradition of Greco-Arab medicine, which is based on teaching of Greek physician and Roman physician and developed into an elaborate medical system in Middle Age by Arabian physicians like Rhazes and Avicenna and Al-Zarhawi and Ibn Nafis. It originated in Greece 2,500 years back, which is herbo-anemo mineral in origin. Approximate 90% of the drugs used in Unani medicine are herbals. 4 to 5% are animal origin and 5 to 6% are mineral origin. It is a comprehensive medical system which meticulously deals with various states of health and disease. It provides promotive, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative healthcare system. It is presently practiced in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, China, Nepal, and Iran, Iraq, Malaysia, Indonesia, UAE, Central Asia, and Middle Eastern countries with its name and other names. It is presently practiced in India and developed scientifically and nurtured here and integrated to the healthcare system of the country. In this context, in 1926, our college, Government Tibbi College, was established where two courses are taught, Pritib and BUMS, and recently PG courses in 5 departments are introduced, including Ilmul Adwiya. Ilmul Adwiya, Unani pharmacology, is one of the subject, and the materia medica of the subject, which is include herbal 90% and animal and mineral drugs 10%, needs to fulfill basic requirements of being safe and effective medicine. In global perspective, there is shift towards the use of medicine of herbal origin. Though herbal products have become incredibly popular throughout the world, but one of the impediments in the acceptance is the lack of standard quality control profile. In this context, we are here to discuss the present status and the future prospects of standardization and quality control of Unani drugs. With this brief introduction, I would like to call our guest speaker, Professor Fayazuddin Sahab, who is PhD in pharmacy from Jamia Hamdard. And after that, he served in Integral University. After that, he went to Gulf, Malaysia. And after that, he served as a principal, Bihar Pharmacy College, Danapur, as a principal. And recently, he is working as a HOD professor in Al Karim University. He has so many research articles in renowned journals. With this brief introduction, I would like to request Professor Fayazuddin Sahab to deliver his lecture on the topic of pharmacological screening and pharmaceutical development of Unani drugs. Professor Fayazuddin Sahab.
Next. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me take this opportunity to thank our organizer for a wonderful program here. I'm highly privileged and endorsed. And at outset, I would like to thank our Principal Sahab, Professor Tabriz Akhtar Lari Sahab, for organizing such a scientific session, and our colleague Professor Mahfuzur Rahman Sahab as an organizing chairman, our organizing secretary Dr. Muhammad Nazmuddin Sahab, and of course the convener Dr. Muhammad Anas Sahab. And I welcome all the dignitaries sitting over the dais, our scholars, our professor, our teachers, and dear students. Actually, within a very short period of notice, I have tried to cover something on Unani drug research. Of course, it's a vast topic, and it's a very, great topic. But I'm not sure that I have covered all the aspects, but I'm trying. So if there will be any kind of mistake, I deeply regretted and apologize. So, starting from the first slide, that is Unani drugs research. It's my topic of presentation. I will be covering the pharmacological screening and drug development. Is it okay? I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay. So the content I will cover here, the introduction of herbal medicine. Second, the Islamic aspect of the medicine. Then importance of herbal medicine. Then the outline of herbal research, Unani system of medicine, Unani drug research, and outline of quality control of Unani drugs, formulation development, pharmacological screening. Basically, what is herbal medicine? As our colleague recently described, your Unani drug comprises 60-70% of herbal medicine or herbal drugs. So this field is now neglected. Why? Because there are so many research are going on the synthetic molecule. What the nature has provided to us, it is natural. They are free from the side effects, and many things are there. The traditional herbal medicine, first we have to know it's a fulcrum of complementary and alternative medicine. Nowadays it's gaining widespread popularity. Why? Because synthetic molecules, they have they are exerting many side effects. Sometimes we notice that they are causing the renal failure. There are variety of ailments, other parts are also get affected. So that's why the people are thinking that something is coming natural, which is not very much harmful. So WHO, that is World Health Organization, estimate 80% of world population use herbal medicine. So therefore, herbal medicine include biologically active natural products. In each and every plant, there are some secondary metabolites, maybe alkaloid, maybe tannin, maybe glycoside, maybe other phytoconstituents are also there. For example, if we talk about the turmeric, that is haldi, it contains curcumin, and curcumin has a very good role in treating the cancer, and especially it's a well-established antiseptic drug. So herbal medicine contains herbs and also may contain some kind of minerals, because Unani drugs are using minerals also. The kaolin, bentonite are there, some ashes, even some animal organs or animal products are also there in form of some formulations are there. So various form of traditional and complementary medicines are practiced around the world. Traditional Arab medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and of course Ayurveda. It's native to our country. We are very privileged and endorse the homeopathy system, and finally the Unani system of medicine. As this college knows much more better than what I am going to present about the Unani medicine, because Unani system of medicine, actually I am not putting the name here Unani medicine, I am just covering under the herbal medicine. What is the importance? So these are the some of the importance I have listed down here. Okay. Importance of some herbs with their medicinal values. Naturals are the gift of nature. Just they need to get explored. प्रकृति में हमारे पास जो चीजें हैं वो हमारे लिए एक जो है गिफ्ट है, ठीक है. जरूरत इस बात की है कि किस पर्सपेक्टिव में हम उसको देखते हैं. Where we are going to. For example, black pepper, cinnamon, myrrh, aloe vera, sandalwood, ginseng, these are heal, they heal wounds, sores, boils. So that's why they have very household application. घरों में हम लोग यूज करते हैं. Basil, fennel, tulsi, mint, thyme, lemongrass, they are also cultivated in our gardens. They give the they attract butterflies, they are magnet to bees. So that's why it appears very, it appears to us in so many manners. So many herbs are used as a blood purifier also. I will be listing down some other drugs also. Some herbs are also having antibiotic properties, like just recently I told turmeric, that is haldi. Why? Because turmeric contains curcumin, so it's widely used as a home remedy for healing the cut and wounds. घर में किसी को चोट लगी, then we just put haldi in दूध and we just dispense it to reduce the fever and production of heat caused by some chiraita. They are antipyretic drugs. And sandalwood, safflower, they are also recommended. Sandalwood and cinnamon are a great astringent which precipitate the protein apart from the aromatic property. So nowadays lemongrass has they are area of interest of research. Why? They contain lemongrass oil, and it is aldehydic compound that contains citral, neral, geraniol, and other things are there. Despite of having insect repellent activity, they are the best mood elevators. We are putting in chai, we are putting in tea, and taking, it's a good mood elevator also. Herbs such as marshmallow root, tulsi, they neutralize the pH, they neutralize the acid produced by the stomach. So that's why we use as an antacids. I have quoted here one holy verses of Quran. So this is the Islamic aspect of medicine. In the Holy Quran, it's clearly stated that whosoever saves the human life, save the life of whole mankind. जिसने एक इंसान की जान बचाई, ऐसा है कि पूरे उसने इंसानियत की जान को बचाया. So the Holy Prophet has also mentioned that there is no disease that God has created, except that He also has created its treatment. कोई ऐसी बीमारी नहीं है जिसका अल्लाह ने इलाज नहीं बताया. So the Islamic approach of medicine has emphasized the human elements of medicine without denying the benefits of modern medical technology. So we are not thinking about the ancient period time of only, because nowadays we have a delivery system. At that time there was a kadha, there was a decoction, but nowadays we have a capsule, we have emulsion, we have suspension, there are many forms. So the logic is there, we have to adopt the modern medical technology. Actually, our Prophet, peace be upon him, used 3 types of remedies for various ailments. Number 1, natural. It includes the medicine obtained from the nature. Second one is divine. It includes the prayer, supplication, recitation of Holy Quran. And third one is the combination of both natural as well as a divine. So our Prophet taught us treat the disease with the medicine, with dua, and either the combination of both, not rely only on one. That is not only for the tadbir and not takdir. You have to mix and you have to go through that. So an outline of herbal drug research. From this flow chart, or we can say the image, I have tried to summarize the things here. As you see, there is a cycle. And here I have centralized one sentence here: complementary and alternative medicine. Especially for our PG scholars, if they are sitting here, I would like to draw their attention here from where they have to start their project, their research. If we select any kind of drug, first of all, we have to go to the literature review, whether this work which we are going to design or execute, it already been happened or published or not. If it's a novel thing, it's our idea, we are find it through the literatures, then we will pinpoint on that. So from where we will start, because we have herbs here, and herb contains bioactive materials. So we will start from the extraction and phytochemical analysis. What is extraction? Extraction is a procedure where we are, rather than using whole plant or the part of the plant, we are using their active metabolite. Okay, so that's why we can further make the drug and we can optimize the dose in a proper way without making it bulky to take. We are just going to be very specific. Is it okay? So in the extraction, there are so many parameters. So preliminary phytochemical screenings are there. We are checking alkaloid, the presence of glycosides, tannins, your carbohydrate, flavonoids, and of course, other bodies, other things are also there. Okay. And for the extraction, we are using various solvent. Either it will be a water extract, if it's containing the water soluble bioactives, or ethanolic, or we can say hydroalcoholic, or hexane, or some other things are also there. So for the extraction, we need to the sample preparation, and then we are moving to the activity after getting the extract. So then we have to check their activity. So first we have to check the presence of heavy metals. There is an atomic absorption spectroscopy. There is an instrument which quantify, which check the presence of heavy metals, arsenic, lead, or something. Then your aflatoxin, it's a impurities are there. So there are some other methods like HPLC, like gas chromatography, or some other, and also the presence of pesticide. Nowadays, pesticides are used for from the beginning for the preservation and so many things. So we have to make sure that the presence of pesticides is there or not. Then we are coming to the bioactive constituent. If they are present, there are two studies. One is called qualitative, another is called quantitative. Where we check the quality, it's known as a qualitative, and where we have to check at what extent and what amount is present is called quantitative. So we are having a very different sophisticated instruments like high performance liquid chromatography, high performance thin layer chromatography, LCMS, UV spectrophotometer, and I might sure it should be here, and if it's not here, I would request our principal that we should have a very good infrastructure here. The lab should be well established here to so that our PGA scholars can do a independent research. They can publish paper, they can file a patent. So in such a way, then after that we will go for the pharmacology. Pharmacology is as you all know, because the Department of Ilm Adviya is here. So basically the pharmacology department, where we have to take this research. Rather than going directly to the clinical, we should go first preclinical, and animal studies are also there. So we should have a very good, well-established animal lab. It should contain rabbit, it should contain a Sprague dolly, it should contain rats, mice, and everything is here. So we will study the toxicological studies are there for activity, nephrotoxicity, hepatoprotective, and so many studies are also there. So, and then the microbial cell and culture. The microbiology is a system where we check whether the drug is effective against the microorganism present or not. So we check the microbial load, antibacterial, antifungal, and many other studies are also there. So these are the certain parameters of standardization of herbal drugs. This thing should be adopted for Unani also. There is a standard operating procedure. So the first one is there. When we take any plant or any herb, we should know the certain description regarding their color, regarding their odor, regarding their taste and texture. So it's a physical examination. If we will go through the physical parameters, we can check the color. Then the order, the smell is coming how? It's coming, pleasant, or it's coming bad fall. So that's why we can decide. The taste is also there. In our system in pharmacy, there are 3 or 4 kind of tests, but in Unani, I'm thrilled to see that there are 9 kind of tests. I have mentioned here, but I'm not able to read there. I will, save this slide here. Maybe after that you can see. So there are actually 9 type of tests. So in our pharmacy, we have electronic tongue. We put the drug there and it decide what kind of test is there. So that's why we can correlate. Another thing is loss on drying. So actually it gives the idea about the, moisture present or not. Then the ash value. It's in Unani, it's called istihlal. I have written here, might heard, you may know this terminology. Then the total ash, acid soluble ash is there. Determination of pH. Then the particle size, microscopy is also there. The drug which we are using, अगर हमने उसका लीफ लिया या उसका हमने रूट लिया, so we will make it slides and then finally we check what kind of cell is present there. So here we need the taxonomist or the botanist to identify particular kind of drug. Okay, so there are a specimen. There are many institutions in India where we send our sample and they finalize that it is correct or not. But here we are privileged that sir is here. So he is itself is a great botanist. You can identify from him also if you want to start the research. Then the freezing point is there, residual solvent, extractive values, the amount of preservation, phytochemical investigations as I already described in an earlier slide. Then TLC is there, thin layer chromatography. We put the drug into a solvent and then we check how the drug is eluted. It's coming to the layer. And then after the RF value and the mobile phase is optimized, we can check the. Then finally the assay and the test for the heavy metals like cadmium, mercury, and so many things. Then test for the pesticide, aflatoxin, I already discussed earlier, and safety and toxicity guideline. Then finally the shelf life. After preparation, what are the storage condition? कैसे condition में हम उनको store करके रख सकते हैं? Some of the parameters I have tried to show here. The very first one is the morphological characterization. As you see, sometimes we are using root, sometimes we are using leaves, sometimes we are using stems, and so many things. So that should be a clear set in our mind, which part we are using. So there is a morphological characterization. So microscopy is done by our naked eye. हम अपने आँख से उसको देख सकते हैं. But when we want to check what kind of thing is present, so then we have to make a slide. And after using fluoroglucinol, chloral hydrate, and we put on the slide and then focus from 10x to 100x, and then finally check. So this is called the microscopical study. So loss on drying is there. This instrument contains a furnace. Here the sample is put and then they are allowed to dry at a slightly elevated temperature, more than 100, for 6 hours. Then it's weighed. And if there is any kind of change, if it is coming within a permissible limit of 0.25%, then it is accepted. Otherwise, it's rejected. Ash value. This is basically incinerator. ये वाला लाइट ऑफ करेंगे क्या वाला लाइट ऑफ पानी का एक बोतल दे। जज़ाकल्लाह।
और नजदीक कर दो बेटा, पढ़ने में दिक्कत हो नहीं, बात छोटा है। चलो कोई बात नहीं। लैपटॉप लगा दिया करो, लैपटॉप यहाँ लगा दिया करो गैस पे। ठीक है, पढ़ो। खोजिए खोजिए वैसे तो
This instrument is called incinerator, or we can say it's a furnace. What basically we are doing here, we are just, putting our drug to determine the presence of carbonates, silicates, oxalate, or phosphate. When the drug will, teared off, it will completely fired. This content will be there. So that's why after heating, the loss of organic material will happen in the form of carbon dioxide, and they will leave certain inorganic components, like already I have told, carbonates, silicates, oxalates, where they are present or not. So that's why we are, determining the ash value. Then finally, the residual solvent is basically, required when we are going to extract the material. So the objective is there and the guideline is there to recommend acceptable amount of residual solvent in a pharmaceutical for a safety of the patient. How much amount of, solvents are, if they are present in our pharmaceutical dosage form, it will be allowed. So generally there is a one guideline, it is called GRAS, generally regarded as safe. So they have mentioned certain, solvents, they are allowed for the health, and if they are not, they should be discarded. For example, methanol. Methanol causes blindness. Any solvent or any preparation, when there is a methanol, the prolonged use may cause, blindness. But it's not perceived in case of ethanol. So that's why we prefer use of, isopropyl alcohol. We use ethanol and avoid methanols. Extractive values. So the amount of extract that a drug yields in a particular solvent is often an approximate measure of the amount of certain constituent. So this gives us idea about the different kind of solvent, which kind of solvent we can utilize for our extraction procedure. So we check by increasing their polarity, and finally it's optimized, and then we go for the extraction. The chemical presents in herbs are called phytochemicals. So how they are screened? So drugs of the plant origin must be tested for the presence and absence of their secondary metabolites. They may be alkaloid, terpenoids, glycosides, and others. For the extraction procedure, we have Soxhlet here. You can clearly see how the assembly has been done for our PG scholars. If they will start, they should have certain kind of, instrument. There are the specification. It contains a round bottom flask, container is there, glass, and it is put on a, temperature regulator is there, temperature is there, and one side the solvent is going and other side is coming. So this is called continuous hot extraction. Either we are using Soxhlet here, so Soxhlet is there, and this is the advanced feature which is called supercritical fluid extraction. So basically here we are using, certain instrument which gives us fast, extraction procedure. Once we get the phytoconstituent, first we will check, and we have to match where the phytoconstituent obtained or extracted from here is pure or not. It's a matching to our previous literatures or not. So for that we go for the thin layer chromatography. You can clearly see the band here. I have not the mouse, otherwise in the bottom we put the bands of the phytoconstituent. Yeah. Okay, the left. Here you can see this is silica coated plate, and this contain bands. There is a machine, okay, which is called applicator. We put here. There are certain microliter. It's a dimension is there. So basically in the thin layer chromatography we can put it manually, but when we will go for the high performance thin layer chromatography, there is of course an applicator. CAMAG is a software, WinCat is a software, and there is a whole assembly. So when this is put into a mobile phase, it's of course it's optimized. It will go elute there, and here you can see there are certain kind of colors, they are appearing in the band. They have refractive other RF values, and they have band height. So from that it is scanned, and finally we get. So here in the right side you can clearly say step number 1. The solvent is here, this is plate, and this is the sample spot. After some time it has been eluted from here, and after certain time it will go. The blue one is telling that something has been eluted, and this has been scanned, and finally there is a program we can. So this is the assembly SPTLC. It is I request Principal Sahab, it is a very mandatory and a desired instrument. It should be here because the scholars will be executing the projects here. So chromatography is there. Many Unani drugs, they are hit products. For example, Rogane Badam Shiri, okay, Ruh Afza, and there are many others. Uste Quddus, they don't have any profiling is there. If the scholar will study here, they will develop. Of course, they can publish a paper in a very good reputed journals. Another technique is called high performance liquid chromatography. It's not very different from the previous one, but instead of using plate there, we are using column. So basically here is a column, and flow rate is maintained. There are reverse phase, normal phase. There are various kind of HPLC available, and here the drug is eluted. You can see clearly the peaks are there, but what is the difference and which one is the suitable? SPTLC at the same time we can run so many samples. As I told you in our previous slide, there are so many bands, but here we are not going to use one or two single drug is running, and after that washing is there. The procedure is very costly, and it will also take a time. So for herbal drug research or Unani drug research, SPTLC is much more preferred. So basically it was about the screening and phytochemical investigation. Now the main part will start here, formulation development. In Unani system of medicine, what I personally observed that there are many formulation. The Hamdard is producing, there are Tibbiya College is producing, and so many drugs are there, but the delivery system is not good. They are using Khamira, they are using Safuf, they are using Hub, but it's not up to so much lucrative that can be presented in America. that can be presented in Europe, that can be present in Canada. So the patient compliance or patient acceptability is not there. So my focus through these slides are that how Unani system is going to uplift, especially in the sector of formulation development. You have a very good hand, but the problem is there that we are not using modern technologies. What are the advantages of Unani formulation? Unani system of medicine is one of the oldest tradition system, strive through the ages in the prevention of various kind of ailments. Advantage of adopting of Unani system of medicine is that increasing the bioavailability. The drug is not very much bioavailable. If the drug is not reaching to the systemic circulation at a particular period of time, we can't say it's bioavailable. So there is urgent need that the Unani formulation will get increased bioavailability. Protection from toxicity. Enhancement of pharmacological activity. Very few, literature I am finding for some kind, certain formulation that they have established pharmacologically properties. We are telling that it is मुफीद, ये बहुत अच्छा है, इसको इसमें use कर सकते हैं. But we are not giving evidence by our research that this is the paper. We have conducted this experiment and we found this is very much effective. So rather than if you are not publishing your paper, nobody is accepting what you are trying to say. So evidence is important. Increase compliance and finally increase outcome. So these are the certain dosage form we all know from ancient time. We are using this thing from our birth. So not a new thing. Tablet. It's a solid dosage form. It's a conventional one, and it's a very first dosage form designed, and they are extensively used in the whole world. There is no substitute of tablet. Second one is capsule. The bitter drugs, the drugs which are coming, toxic, they are acrid. So we can put in a capsule. Syrup is also there. Syrup is a liquid dosage form. Okay, they are preferred for the old age patient, the children's. Creams are there. We can externally apply. Gels are also there. So gels are used for the variety of purpose. Sometimes they are used as for the lubrication process. Sometimes they are used for massage. Sometimes they are used for the skin purpose. Powders they are basically safuf. They are also used. The powders, dusting powder, medicated powder, and so many powders are there. Suppository. Suppository are the preparation that they are used for the body cavity, for the rectum, for the urethra. They are used. Emulsion. Emulsion contain while dissolve or through the emulsifying agent they are used. Milk is a very good example of emulsion. It contains ghee in the water, and casein is a protein which is acting as an emulsifier there. Suspension is also there. So many antacids are in the market. Mucain or some, they are suspension. They are indiffusible particles suspended in a vehicle. Patches are also there, shampoo. So these all are practiced in allopathy system. In our Unani system, the thing should be standardized. So that's why I have focused here. Modes of therapy and Unani system of medicine. I'm damn sure and very much privileged that Unani system of medicine is considered by WHO in 2010. And in our Indian system of medicine in 2019, it is also established, practice therapy. There are 4 kinds of mode of therapy in Unani. Ilaj bil tadbir, that is regimenal therapy. Ilaj bin ghiza, that is called dietotherapy. Ilaj bil dawa, that is called pharmacotherapy. And ilaj bil yad, that is called surgery. I am focusing the pharmacotherapy. Other things you are knowing more than me. Principle of pharmacotherapy, that is called ilaj bil dawa. That was that one of the great scientists and scholar, Dioscorides, is known as the father of Ilmul Adviya. I don't know in the literature what is written, but I found. So it has been used using drugs approximately 90% of herbal, 4 to 5% animal, and 5 to 6% your mineral source. So these drugs have been now scientifically proven, and their therapeutic potential through the various clinical and animal study are already established. So there is no a discussion, further discussion that how it will be done. Itself, it's working. The problem and the solution is there that we have to go for the research. It's not visible here, but I have tried to mention certain drugs and their Unani name and for what purpose they are used and what they are used for the purpose in the Unani system and what is their mechanism of action. So I think it's not visible here, but it's number one is aloe vera. Ghee kavar, I think it's a use known as a Unani, if I'm not doing mistake. Okay. So Sibr, I found the name Sibr is there. So they contain aloin, amodine, or certain kind of phytoconstituents are there. The whole world is doing research on aloe vera. Why? Because it's a very hit drug. Basically, it is used in Unani system, but the other system has adopted that aloe vera. Are you getting? So here we have to focus from which kind we are going to use our aloe vera, either through the orally or through the skin or through any kind of, Amway is a company. They are producing oxygen-free aloe vera. They are cultivating without exposing to, air. So, one of the report, it has been published that when the aloe vera or aloin comes in contact in, air, it gets certain decomposed. So I'm not able to see here. The kaffir is there, cinnamon, the commiphora is there, camphor that is used for a larvicidal process, and so many drugs are there. I have mentioned mastagi is there. Zafran is there. Unab is there. These are the plants. I appeal our students, they can select the drug from this chart also for their research. You can find whether the drug research already has been done in this field or not. If you feel any kind of problem, you can directly contact to me or Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman. I am here to guide you and provide you the literature, and even our lab facilities are also there and can be available. I would like to request our principal sir, so we can collaborate, no issue. Unani dosage forms and their necessities for modification and improvement. Unani dosage form are there, already established, but they need certain modification, not much more, little bit. So I have written here, change is the universal rule of nature. If you are not updated, nobody is going to recognize you. Nowadays, there was a telephone, now it become a mobile, now it's a coming gadget, and certain time it will be going to improve. So change is the natural phenomena. If you are not changing yourself, nobody is going to recognize you. So I request our people also here, we should get uplifted. So natural products given by the nature are the best remedies. Everything is in nature. In pharmaceutical sciences, we are basically, using natural things. There are so many, drugs, digitoxin. They are very good drugs, and so many compounds. I don't have the time here to mention all of them, but Vinca rosea, Vincristin, Vinblastin, they all come from herbs. The Roche and the Abbott Pharma and the certain, pharmaceutical companies, they are just manufacturing, and it's a very costly. So all things are here in our India. India is a land of diversity. Everything is present here. So just we have to explore. So there is an urgent need to adopt these trends in Unani system of medicine for achieving sustain national and global acceptance. What I personally noticed, there should be certain modification. Hub, you all know hub, that is pills. They use appropriate, what we have to change here, we have to use appropriate binder, like starch, like tragacanth. We use certain binding agents and disintegrants. These integrants are the substances, when we take inside our mouth, it will break. So hub, after going to our intestine, it remains itself like that. What is the purpose? If it is not disintegrated, it is not going to be dissolution. And if it is not solubilized, it is not going to absorb. So that's why they are causing constipation, they are causing some further side effects. So there is a need to change this thing. Urgent need to convert hub in course, like in tablet, because tablet is a standard format. And it is also desirable for various pharmacopoeia. So the hub is not complying with the pharmacopoeial and regulatory, framework and a specification. So that's why it should be changed. The course need desired degree of fineness of powder. In our pharmacy, we use some certain kind of mills which grind our powder drugs, and it becomes fine like maida. And then we make it granule like pearls. And then after drying, and finally there is a tablet punching machine, compression is there, and then we get the desired quality of tablet. You might have heard the sustained release tablet is there, immediate release tablet is there, okay? The prolonged release tablet is there, effervescent tablet is there. The moment you will keep in your mouth, it suddenly dissolve. These things are not in Unani system. Rather than there are a variety of things here, but not standardized and optimized. Sharbat. There are various kinds of sharbat available in Unani system of medicine, but they need preservatives. What are the preservatives? Preservatives are the substances which are used in a formulation to, check the microbial growth. So certain preservatives are also used. Another thing that Rogan, that is why like Rogan and Badam Shri, as I told earlier, they need advanced processing of preservation techniques to, go through the longer shelf of time. Rancidity is also a big problem. If there is any kind of oil, it contains saturated, unsaturated things there, and they will break up after some time. So we need to standardize this system. Sunoon, that is called the tooth powder. Tooth powder should have abrasive nature. So if the particles are not fine, this will make a stain in our teeth. So the enamel will get, ruptured, or you can scratch this there. So the fine particle we should, use here. And there is a one, preservative is also used, or surfactant is also there. Sodium lauryl sulfate. Colgate are using, Pepsodents are using, and so many other companies are also there. So Sunoon we can use here also. We can make into the paste. So that's why the medicated paste will come from Government Tibbi College that which has been designed. Zarur, that is called dusting powder. The powders are of various types, medicated, dusting. So if there is a not a good packaging here, the shelf life get disrupted. Certain particles contain hygroscopic nature. They will, they will absorb the moisture from outside, and the property is called deliquescent. So there should be a smart packaging system, not only on dabba and not on the bottle is also there. There are various kind of packaging devices also are there. You might have heard the blister packaging, alu packaging, the capsules like proton pump inhibitor, rabeprazole, lansoprazole, they all are coming in alu packaging. They are completely sealed. So that's why we can form this thing also here. ARC is there. ARC are basically aromatic waters. So they need proper storage techniques to avoid turbidity or to get good shelf life. There are various kind of earths are there. Joshanda, basically we can say it's a decoction. They require urgently modified to granules or syrup to get portability. The decoction is nobody is going to keep in the pocket. Going to the Patna to Delhi and putting in our pocket. So that's why when we are having the things that we can open and use, we should be something that is portable. We can put in our pocket or in our hand carry. So that can be easily taken. Gulkand, Murabba, Shikanjabin, these are basically jellies, can overcome the problem of excess sugar. You know, the whole world, 30 to 40% or maybe more than, they are suffering from diabetes. Some say many kind of disease. Why not Unani system of medicine? They are converting sugar-free things. That's why we are basically designed for the people who are suffering from diabetes. It's a sugar-free things. So Keshanda is also there. That is called infusion. They need modification in dosage form for longer shelf life and portability for applying drying methods by which heat labile ingredient may be prevented from the degradation. In infusion, heat labile ingredients are present. The moment when it is heated, they get rupture. They can degraded. So that's why we should have some substitute there. We can think about. We are not going to export at a high temperature. Majun, Labub, Itrifal, Jawarish, Mufarra, Khamira, these are basically semi-solid dosage form. They need modification to sugar-free dosage form. No, these are the hit product of Unani system. There are various majuns. Itrifal, it's a generally available in all over states. So we should simply make it sugar-free. I request, I urge, I appeal our professor, our scientists, our scholars here to make things some substitute where what we can do. So also there is a people with the calories restriction itself. It's a big problem. The person who are going to obese, they are person suffering from the high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, or certain things. So anything which is coming in a big jar, there should be some unit dosage form that only just open and put. So we should have to think about this thing. And Mazuz is there that it needs modify. I don't know what is basically this. Maybe sublingual tablet or chewing gum. So Mazuz, what is this?
Chewing, those forms which are taken by chewing.
Okay, so needs modified to chewing gum for ease for the patient in packing, leading a stronger, period of time. Marham, that is ointment. Need advanced processing to avoid irritation, systemic toxicity, slow absorption, and foul smell. All marham appear, very bad smell. Why not we are putting some essence there that the moment we will open here, oh, it's a good, we can apply, we can use, we can put some, a certain essence. There are many things. In our pharmacy system, we are using vanilla flavor, we are using mango flavor, strawberry. Why not these flavors are here? We can, naturally you can adopt here. Lemongrass oil can be used here just like for the essence. So many things are there. If you people will think, we can modify. This is basically my area of research that is called nanotechnology. I am basically working on pharmaceutical nanomedicine. So what is nanotechnology? I think everybody is knowing nowadays. It's not a new thing. Everybody is working nano emulsion, nano suspension, nano powder, respiratory nanomedicine, and many things. Nanomedicines are of various types, polymeric, nanosizing. There are various polymers are there. I have tried to show through one of my published paper. So here are some structures or some features are there. So these are solid lipid nanoparticles. When the lipid is engaged as a particle, that is called lipid nanoparticle. I am trying for brain targeting. This is the one established route.
Sir? Yes, sir. उसका ऑन है, किसी ने ऑनलाइन किया क्या, एंट्री किया, चेक कीजिए कहाँ गए
बुलाओ उसको।
ऑनलाइन, किसी ने अगर एंट्री की है तो शायद ऑडियो ऑन है। कंटिन्यूस।
So I was trying to say that in my research,
ये क्या हो रहा है? आवाज आ रही, क्या हो रहा है?
कोई एंट्री किया है पार्टिसिपेंट ऑनलाइन, उसको बाहर करो।
कंप्यूटर
हाँ, बाहर कर दो जो भी बाहर।
बैठ जाओ, वहीं लैपटॉप लेके अपना बैठ जाओ ना।
so just connecting that solid lipid nanoparticles, the Rogan Badam Shiri. There is a one established route that is not from the nose to brain. Olfactory nerves are carrying the drug to the our brain. It is already established. So Rogan Badam Shiri, it's a brain targeting. The drug is itself having a so much property. So I am trying to optimize this product. So solid lipid nanoparticle is there, nanomulsion, carbon nanotube, fullerene nanoparticles, nano suspensions are there, nano carriers are there. It's not a it's itself a very vast topic. If in future we can discuss. So Unani system should also think about this technology. In the nanotechnology, the bulk drug which are using in grams, we are delivering in micrograms. Can you imagine? Especially, we are specifically designing to target to the particular tissue. If some person is suffering from the liver cancer or the brain tumor, the drug, the carrier is there, so that will take that drug to the particular site. So this is the advantage of nanotechnology. Nowadays, vaccines are there. They use the mRNA nanotechnology. Nanotechnology methods are there. So they have fabricated and they have utilized this technology. आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा.
नेक्स्ट
आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा. Pharmacological screening. So this was about for that development. Now, especially for our scholars, I'm not going to emphasize, but certain thing I would like to mention here: how they will carry the animal study, how they will select the model, how will check the parameters. So animal house is basically required for any kind of activity. There is a CPCA number granted for every research, our PG scholars or our PhDs or MDA students or anything there. So if there is if we have animal facility here, it's very good. If we are not having here, because there are certain issue, the government is also making some restriction to handle, to use the animals. So that's why we have a very collaborating institution. I think in Patna, veterinary college is there. Maybe sir is knowing your CSIR lab, that is ICMR lab is there, maybe there. So Naipar Hajipur is there. In our Katihar Medical College, we have also the animal house, but it will take some we have to get it functionalized. So it's a general pharmacological screening. I am starting with one example. Just 4 or 5, or we can say 10 years back, Sorelia carifolia is a drug that is called Bapchi oil. So very good use in your Unani system. So it is preferred in psoriasis. Okay. So my student, our research group, we have prepared the anti-psoriatic gel. Okay. And after that, we have carried out so many animal study. We have carried out so many, skin irritancy studies. And finally, the system was validated and it was accepted in a good journal, Pharmacy. The 2 something impact is there and already published. So for any research, you have to think where you have to go. And as in the morning, sir told me, the literature review is very, very important. If you are not doing literature review in a particular manner, you are not starting your research. So there are many, libraries nowadays. There are many things on internet available. You can adapt. There is a, Google Scholar, and there are Scopus, and there are many things are there. You can find. There is also a library, so you can find literatures. So first you have to identify in which sector we are going to adopt our research. For example, any Itrifal, if you are planning that it is going to be active in a hepatoprotective activity, so now first you check whether this work has already been done or not. If it is done, you can change the model. There are various more kind of models also. Okay, so you are flexible. You can change the models also. If already 2 or 3 models are already has been done, so you can adopt to the another model or another activity. So these are the basically things. Certain herbs are here. I have mentioned it's not visible here, but it's a very good. You can add Silymarin is there. Silymarin. I don't know what is it's called in Unani. The Silymarin, Silybins. It's the best hepatoprotective. Comes from herb. Okay. So there are certain plants. Glycyrrhiza gabra is there. Kalmeg is there, and many more. So I'm talking about the hepatoprotective model. Basically, liver disease caused by consumption of toxic chemicals, excessive alcohol consumption, certain kind of infections, recurring infections, and some also autoimmune disorders. We all know liver is a checkpoint, a checkpost of our body. Whatsoever is coming out of body, it first have to pass through the liver. So liver is the site of drug metabolism. The moment we take the drug, it goes to the liver, and it is metabolite in 2 things. One is called active, another is called passive. Active is going to give action, and passive is giving adverse effect or side effects. So if the metabolism is not good, if the liver gets failure, anything will come inside our body and whole organ will suffer. So it's a very, very important to make our liver healthy. So for that, the people are doing research in this sector. I am talking about the one model that is called acetaminophen induced liver damage. Acetaminophen model. You can find in the literature also. What kind of animal we can select? The animal should be albino, Sprague Dawley. There are some other models also. Basically, they should be less than 200 grams. The animal which we are taking for the study, they should be properly housed under a good uniform husbandry condition. Their feeding should be proper. The light should be there. Humidity should be there. There is pelletized food are there. Ashirvad is a company who is providing. So first we have to make sure that all the animals are healthy or not. If they are suffering from any kind of disease, and if we are not properly assuring them, so there is a flexibility or there is a variation will appear in our results. So of course there should be approval, that is called institutional ethical committee. You have to take the permission. For example, any drug. I'm taking, for example, a Kalmeg. So basically 3 or 4 doses are selected. One is the maximum dose, the less dose, and intermediate one. Here I have written 250, 500, and 1000 milligram per kilogram per oral. It means orally. Administered to the animals after 24 hours of EPAP treatment. That is I told you this model, acetaminophen, EPAP. So what we are doing, after on the very first day, we are giving this injection or this oral administration, this model to create some problem in our liver, to induce hepatotoxicity, so that we want to check our drug is effective or not. The control is Silmarin because it's a well-established drug. So we are using as a positive control. The rat is divided into 7 groups. Okay, and each group will contain 6 rats. Okay, the treatment is given and the schedules are like that. The group 1 will take distilled water. This is called control. We are not giving anything. This is a placebo. The group 2 is has been given test drug that I told already, the Calmig, and the maximum dose. This is called treatment control. And from 3 to 6 or 7, they have given acetaminophen injection first. The group 3 will be considered as a once experimental control, and 4, 5, 6 will be appear as test 1, test 2, and test 3. First, we have given the toxicity for producing the toxicity, and then after 24 hours, we are giving 200 milligram or 250 milligram of the test drug. In the second one, the dose has been certain, increased 500, and finally the 1000. And the group 6 will be taken Silmarin as a standard. So these are the notation. We have identified the groups. After that treatment, after 24 hours, the animal will be sacrificed. Okay, and their blood will be collected, and they will be allowed to clot. Once they will be clotted, the serum will be taken out, and the serum separated at 2000 RPM. There is one machine, and for 20 minutes, and stored in a deep freezer till we are going to, send our samples. Various bloods and tissue biochemical parameters will be performed thereafter. For the biochemical study, you all know there are certain parameters that are called serum aspartate transaminase, that is AST, alanine transaminase ALT, serum alkaline phosphatase, serum lactate dehydrogenase, albumin, bilirubin, urea, creatinine, and there are kits available. So if you are going to perform, you should buy from Merck, or some kits are also available. Then go for the tissue biochemical assay. So GSH is measured using benzoic acid. This model is called, and glucose 6-phosphate. This is a marker compound, ATPase. They are also used to check liver, as any conditions is there. Then finally, the histopathological observation. The liver tissue is sectioned, it is cut, and the thickness is maintained. There are certain agents which is called eosin or hematoxylin, and they are finally examined under photomicroscope. So the section will appear whether there is any injury, there is any healing, then we can correlate. And of course, after that, the results we are getting, we are using a STAT, SPSS, ANOVA, Dunnett test, and those all. Another model I have chosen here is nephroprotective study of Unani system of medicine. So kidney is the most important organ. Why? Because it maintains electrolyte balance, hemostasis, normal functioning of blood pressure, metabolism. They eliminate toxic metabolite from the body. But the drug-induced nephrotoxicity is the major cause of around 60% of all acute kidney injury cases. We are using धड़ल्ले से हम लोग एंटीबायोटिक यूज कर रहे हैं. There are many compounds out there. हम बोलते हैं कि भाई किडनी पे इसका इफेक्ट है. So basically, they are exacerbating their effects on our kidney. So that's why we are thinking that we should go natural. We should adopt the herbal. We should go for the Unani, Ayurveda, and other traditional medicine systems are there. So the purpose of making this slide is to just make awareness that how the sector, the Unani, the herbal is important, that the major pharma giants, the companies, they are making khilwad with our body. So if we are not coming with some remedies, some herbal substitute, what will happen? So the role of drug repertoire of Unani system of medicine, which are used for the management of Amaraze Kulliya, scientifically proved useful for treating renal disorders. There are various kind of renal disorders. So some compounds are also there. I have found, that is Javaris Zaruni Sada, Javaris Jalinus, Mazun Falasifa. These are the compound, and Mufaradat are also there. Individual compounds are there. Kabab Chini, Bule Surkh, Akar Karha, Ust Quddus, Injir is also, and Nigella sativa, that is called black seed. So these are the well established. We just have to check on the animals whether this is working, or we can make it a polyherbal. We can unite many compounds together, and then we can show that it's working or not. We all know herbs are beneficial for our body, but in this slide I am trying to show some herbs are also there which are injurious. They have the deleterious effect on our body. So there are some kidney damaging herbs. You can also take this drug as a model. You can also develop. So Amaranthus is there. You can see here. Artemisia mexicana. Artemisia, there are so many species are there. Then Urtica species is there. And lemongrass, Cymbopogon. This is also exacerbating certain effect on your kidney. So from this slide, I just want to emphasize over there that not all lemongrass component, but certain species. Cymbopogon nardus is there, Cymbopogon flexuosus is there. There are various varieties. So if we are choosing some herb, we should make some literature review before the finalizing everything. So the critical thing and the major thing, just we have to think about the drugs. So model for the nephrotoxicity. Methotrexate is an anti-cancer drug. All anti-cancer drugs, they have a injurious or deleterious effect on our kidney. So the model is there, methotrexate, that will induce it's a kidney damage. So, sorry, it's a written liver, but it's a kidney here. Animals. Here we select the albino rats, basically in between 150 to 200 grams, housed under uniform husbandry condition. Of course, here we also require approval from institutional ethical committee. As I discussed in previous slide, the same treatment we are giving here, but the things has been changed little. The doses are here 100, 200, 300, because liver is a big organ and our kidney is a small one. So the dose is dependent. Dose has certain effects. So for the control, we are using some standard. There are various market formulation as a positive control. Here we are giving intraperitoneal injections. Intraperitoneal, rather than going oral, we are giving injections. So once we will administer methotrexate, it will cause our kidney damage. Then group 1, group 2, group 3, here are the 6 group, each containing 6 animals. The first group will contain IP saline, that is just normal water, considered as a control. Group 2 containing the single dose of methotrexate followed by 20 milligram, that is called the experimental control. The group 2, group 3, group 4, they having the varying concentration of the drug, considered as test 1, 2, and 3, and finally the 6th one containing the marketed formulation as a control. After this experiment, the animal will get sacrificed, and then blood sample will be collected, centrifuged, and sent for the further study. The number one is called biochemical parameters. So here we are checking the renal function markers. So renal function markers are basically, we are going to check the serum level of creatinine, urea. There are basically various kits available. We can do our in our lab also. Oxidative stress markers. They are having the glutathione, peroxide, catalase, superoxide. Cytokines analysis. It's a very important. Nowadays, it's a very important. Everywhere where there is any kind of inflammation, cytokines are involved. So here we have to check. There is a one study or one instrument, ELISA. It's an enzyme link, immunoassay. So many labs are there. They are using, performing this test. Just we can send our sample. They will send results. Serum capsase 3 activity. This is also basically required for the inflammation, any kind of injury. And then the lipid peroxidation markers are there. Here, spectrophotometers are available. From there, there are certain reactions, and we can check through the OD at 360, 530 or something. And then the histopathology is there. In histopathological slides, we check cellular, subcellular alteration in glomerulus, cortical, renal tubules, etc., etc. This can be specifically seen in photomicrographs, and electron microscope is also there, which is giving the perfect site. It will be amazing to see. Pinpoint results are there. These are the certain instruments which is basically required in our pharmacy. We are using. This is the dissolution machine. Dissolution machine is basically required to check the dissolution or solubility of tablet, capsule, or any kind of formulation. Okay, it is a mandatory requirement as per the USP. United States Pharmacopoeia, Indian Pharmacopoeia, Materia Medica, they all. So for any kind of research, we have this kind of instrument. There is a disintegration machine. As I told, change hub to course or tablet. Why? Because once the drug is keeping into the mouth, it will go to the stomach, and there should be one process. This is called disintegration. Breakup of larger thing into the smaller one. So here in vitro, outside, we are performing the drug is disintegrating or not. If it is hard, within a specified period of time, in a simulated gastric fluid, it is not dissolving, not disintegrating. So it must be discarded. No, we are not going to use, because here it is not dissolving, not breaking. How it will go inside? Sometime I have seen the tablet itself coming in the feces. One of my friend reported in the Jordan, he has given his father one tablet, and the same tablet, came out through the feces. It is not dissolved. So basically, we are designing. These are the instruments. They are giving some idea about how to perform this thing. Then friability machine. Once the drug is packed from Patna, it has to go Delhi. It has to go Africa or something. Within the transshipment in the flight, there are various atmospheric conditions. It is going to break. It is going to lose or not. So for that, we are checking friability. So this machine is not very much costly. So it should be. And then the texture analyzer. Ones who are working on the skin, they must have these instruments, because they give the, polymers are there, gels are there. They give some idea. Viscometers are also there. HPLC is here. This is high performance ultra, liquid chromatography. Partition coefficient is performing here. You can see here. Ultraviolet spectrophotometer is also there. Basically, And this instrument is not costing more than 2 or 3 lakhs. It's a very for any kind of kinetics or biochemical reactions or any kind of standard plot we can use. So this should be available in our lab. Microbiology, you can maintain microbiology lab also, so not a big issue. They need certain organism, they say they need aseptic chambers, and the plant is extracted. You can check the MIC, MBC, or viral or microbiological load using some specification. It's a tablet punching machine. It's not visible here. These are the preservation method of some animals, some drugs are there, and this is the titration method. So in the titration, we are just using there. Finally, the conclusion. Through my presentation, I have concluded some remarks. Whether it's reported, it's okay. Otherwise, it's my feeling that I have mentioned here. There is an urgent need to standardize Unani formulation. The number one thing is that we should standardize the Unani formulation. Second, pharmaceutical development and optimization of existed Unani HIT products. There are many products, 1,000 products are there, but certain HIT Unani products, those are available. They should be pharmaceutically redesigned and optimized as per the standard protocol. Another is to develop quality assurance and quality control of Unani system of medicine. It will also cover under the standardization. Then validate analytical methods for qualitative as well as the quantitative analysis. So here we have certain kind of machines, we have certain kind of things are there. So HPLC, HPTLC and other things are also there. And pharmacological screening and microbiological assay. So we should go through that one to establish an animal lab or pharmacology lab where we can, see the animals, we can check there. And shifting conventional to the novel. This is also equally important. So there are some drugs, they are miracle in Unani system. They basically work in a manner. One of my relative was admitted in AIIMS New Delhi. He had a liver abscess. In AIIMS, he was admitted 6 months. Finally, there was a draining, pipe was inserted there. And when we talk, what is the next? What it has to be done? So they told, no issue, you can take your patient at your home. And when there is an abscess or there is some drainage is there, it will come out, no issue, just put it here. Oh, this is not recovery, this is not therapy. So somebody suggested me to go Shakil Tamanna. There is a doctor Shakil Tamanna in Hamdard. So I went there, he told me, I am writing one prescription, one drug, but you have to use, it's a, you can't avoid, you should not avoid. I told him, it's okay. Then I went to Bali Maran. There is a Shamshi Davakhana. They told, oh, this is a prescription. Come tomorrow. We can prepare. When I went there, there was a carton. They packed in the carton. I told you this much amount of the drug is there, and the bora was there. So after opening, there was one छोटा पुड़िया बना करके उसमें पूरा भर दिया पूरे बोरे के अंदर. What happened? They told that in the night you have to put into the water, in the morning just giving some 50 or 60 or 70 degree temperature, just boil it and keep it. Okay, they come in Patna. You can't believe, you will not able to believe, After 6 months or 1 year, I met there in a program. I didn't recognize that person. He was just like that and everything gone up. So this is the miracle. So this is our trend, the Unani system, the herbal system, the Ayurveda is basically, but the thing is there, it is not explored. Only the Western countries, only the allopatha, and only other things are going to happen. So we are the people from the traditional system. Unani system of medicine, it's also of my interest. So I request you people, I appeal our student, our scholars to think critically where we are going to change and what the possibilities are there to just uplift this thing. And if you are not meeting the regulatory requirement, you are not making business to the world. So your economy will be go down, and your system will not be focused. So if you want to grow up, if you want that this thing should be uplifted, you should have a special consideration on the regulatory framework. And they need, if you talk about the regulatory, they need all this data, your research, your evidence, your quality assurance, your quality control, your R&D and everything. So from this concluding remarks, I would like to wind up. And these are our some collaborators. And finally, thank you very much. If there is any suggestion, any question, basically suggestion. I am learning from you people, the Unani system. अगर किसी स्टूडेंट्स को कोई चीज़ पूछना है, हमारा इसमें ईमेल आईडी भी हमने दे दिया है. अगर उनको रिसर्च में हमारी कोई ज़रूरत पड़ती है, कुछ किसी भी हेल्प की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, आई एम ऑलवेज अवेलेबल. डायरेक्टली यू कैन रीच टू मी और टू महफूज सर.
जैसे जो मार्कर जो आप सेलेनियम जो ले रहे हैं, कहाँ से लेते हैं आप? सेलेमरीन का सेलेनियम मरियानम जो है,
जी सर,
ये कहाँ से लेते हैं आप मार्कर?
ये सर जैसे सिग्मा से हम लोग मंगवा लिए. सिग्मा इज अ स्टैंडर्ड कंपनी, यूएस सिग्मा है.
गोइंग टू कल्टीवेट द सेलेनियम मरियानम.
Yeah, it's a very, very important, sir. That's why I am suggesting here. We should have here.
कलेक्शन देखिए, ये जो सिग्मा दे रहे हैं, बाकी initially they have come from the China. Now Sigma has now they have synthesized the product. Selenium marianum is a highly effective for the liver, as were you told. So depends on the marker from where you are going to purchase.
It is also
more important is a marker.
Admits.
In the case of the TLC, when you are sorry, we have to preserve the marker. When you the Endographis paniculata, Calme and Jardissuet, we have to make the extract and then markers is run.
Yeah.
That's we see there our product is up to mark or not. So that is a marker is a more important. You can synthesize, you can make your marker in your lab also. So very simple one. You have. I'm very much thankful to you. Gave the most elaborative lecture.
Thank you, sir.
So, but certain things are required that you should. These are the young guy. They need some type of the work. If you lead the work from the front, they are going to learn.
Exactly.
So there is a more important agar you have established a lab in Katihar and collaborate with us. That's why the aim of this today's seminar, we have discussed in the Lari Saab when they taken this chair. Firstly, I told them we do something. जो कल मुझे याद करे, कल तो मैं भी चला जाऊंगा, आप भी चले जाएंगे, कम से कम ये ना. Then he take the initiative, बोले सर मैं आपका लेक्चर करूंगा, ये करूंगा. मैंने सर लैब बनाओ. जो ये सब प्रपोजल है हम लोगों का,
बहुत अच्छी बात है.
First day he just when he taking the chair, first day I have discussed with them and he proudly agree. This is our human being. We are this. Today I am here. Tomorrow we are not here. Nobody knows how long is our life. We do the something work. हम तो कहते हैं आप भी अपनी लैब में कुछ ऐसा काम करिए कि people will learn, people will know you through your work. So that's my suggestion. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. बहुत अच्छी बात है.
Sir, one question. For just information, inshallah, we will very soon going to sign MOU with the great effort of our principal, sir.
Thank you.
Veterinary College for animal study.
बहुत अच्छी बात.
Sir, my question regarding animal study. Some So suppose that we are going to study on the diabetes
Okay.
animal model.
Mhm.
When we induce the diabetes with the help of streptozotocin.
Yeah,
Streptozotocin is very toxic
yeah.
to the animal. Suppose that we are in one group, I have 10 animals, and after injecting the streptozotocin, and 5 or 4 animal kills at the end of the experiment, then how will give the result of my study? And suppose that 4 animal die, so we will give the result in 6 animal, or I will take the 4 more animals.
Very good question. Can you have a seat? Actually, streptozotocin is itself a very, costly thing. Okay. And during the study, what you have done, selected earlier, that you have divided the group, you have taken the animals, that is your standard system. Whether the animal will die or will remain, it is important. You can write down there that during the treatment this thing has been happened. Almost this thing should not happen because it's a standardized thing. If it will happen, you should write down that what happened exactly, and then further you have to carry out this study. Are you getting?
तो मतलब कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि हम और एनिमल उसमें इंक्लूड करें, जितने एनिमल बचता है उसी पे हम कंक्लूड कर देना स्टडी.
Yes.
एंड वन मोर क्वेश्चन. हमारे जो बुक्स में है, लिटरेचर में कुछ ड्रग का तो दिया हुआ है कि फिक्स डोज है, जैसे 5 ग्राम 6 ग्राम इन ह्यूमन बीइंग, और कुछ ड्रग्स का रेंज में दिया हुआ है 5 to 10 ग्राम्स और 4 to 6 ग्राम्स. तो जब हम इसमें रेंज में दिया हुआ है तो उसको तो हम एनिमल पे एक्सप्लोरेट करके हम 4 ग्राम को कन्वर्ट कर देंगे एनिमल में, या 6 हायर डोज पे 6 ग्राम को, जिसमें अगर फिक्स डोज दिया हुआ 5 ग्राम, तो उसको हायर डोज में किस तरह से हम.
Dose selection is important thing. This is the study. That's why we are designing the dose. There is one study called lethal dose. Okay, LD50. We calculate LD50. There is a procedure. I will also share the literature with you. You can find out this thing. But a moment when we select this kind of a study, we should to make sure 2 or 3 hit and trial drugs we can from the literature or from our results or something pertaining to that we select, and in that manner we can take out our study.
First we
check the ED50, LD50, toxic potential is there also.
So my question is that since we don't have the compatible HRN lab also over here, so if you are going to establish a nano lab, so therefore we get the assistance as per cost is concerned, as per techniques is concerned here in the Patna.
Nanotechnology is an emerging field. As far as I am concerned, that Aryabhatta University, they have a very good full-fledged department is there also. They have some lab is there, so you can make collaboration through your principal or the higher authorities are there. You can make collaboration, but because the instruments are coming very costly, you can't afford at a single time. Once you will do in collaboration and you will start some procedure, definitely you can make MOU for with other institutions like Jamia Ahmedabad, BHU, or some other places are also there.
We use the best of him because we are in the same university.
Okay.
आर्यभट्ट में जो राकेश सिंह है ना, डॉक्टर राकेश,
Newly established to us.
हाँ राकेश,
But it's not a newly established. I think 2 or 3 years back. Yeah. Nanoscience Institute of Nanosciences, Sciences, I think.
सबसे पहले नैनो ही पर मुख्यमंत्री का कंसल्टेशन.
उसी में तो जा रहा था हमारा आई सोसाइटी, बाद में उसको ठीक है. That's it.
मेन फैकल्टी नैनो ही है आर्यभट्ट में.
Some other institutions are also there. You can nearby there are many institutions. IIT Patna is there. So IIT Beta. There are some
most
scientists.
appropriate आर्यभट्ट यूनिवर्सिटी.
Yes, that is. Nipper is there.
Naipur is also there in Hajipur. You can make collaboration.
Hello.
That is. Okay. Once again, thank you very much. Yes. Sir, correct. Sir, correct. Submit करें.
continue.
और ये जरा lecture में चलना पास।
Very thanks to Professor Fiazuddin Sahab for a good and deliberative and comprehensive lecture on the different areas of the research of the pharmaceutical sciences and pharmacology. Now I will request now I would like to call our guest, next guest speaker. So
I'm sorry for interruption. Let me conclude the lectures and like to thank Dr. साहब, आपने बहुत ही मतलब वो कहीं कि काफी expensive lectures you have tried to the cover जो है all aspects of the research regarding